Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We've got Rafael from Shared Studio to talk about brand stories and how to drive better business results. So feel free to say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, he's happy to take questions along the way. So definitely pop them into the chat, and I'll flag them and bring them up to you, Rafael. Yes.
Okay, let's start. Let's just go before this goes. Okay, guys.
Go for it.
Welcome. My name is Rafael. I'm the founder of Shared Studio. We've been in business since late 2017. I'm a filmmaker. I've been doing filmmaking since 2009. My first big project was a music video. And these are some of the things that we won along the way. I would say that one of the coolest awards was obviously the Amazing Listing hosted, powered by PickFu and Helium 10. I think that was a very, very cool contest where we actually first made our connection. We are also all these things that you can see here. And one of the other cool prizes that we won is actually a Telly award where I cannot, here it is. Telly award that we won. This is a competition that's been going on for 40 plus years. We've worked with a lot of sellers on Amazon. In 2017, I met a mentor, and my mentor told me I was working for Nickelodeon at the time. And I stumbled upon the Amazon space with it was my boss. I was the post-production coordinator for Nickelodeon at the time. And my boss's friend was selling a coffee espresso machine on Amazon. And he basically was like, hey, I need a commercial for it. This is 2017 when, what year was PickFu founded, Justin?
I'm having issues now. We were founded a long time ago as a side project, way before.
Okay, well,
yeah.
In 2017, I didn't know about PickFu yet, obviously, and I got into there, and we did this commercial, and the dude was like, "Hey, my conversions have increased. Can you do some pictures?" Of course, we did the pictures, and his traffics and conversions increased. And I spoke to my mentor. My mentor's like, "Hey, maybe this is something you should be looking into," because I was basically doing real estate, looking at TV, movies, etc. But I couldn't find my passion. And then when I did that commercial, I was like, oh, I really like doing content for products. And that's why I landed on Amazon. So we do, and I'm passing my slides. Can you see how I'm passing my slides? No, just the first. I think you're gonna have to share, man, because yeah.
Okay, you want me to do screen share?
Yeah, because mine, I don't know what's going on with mine.
No problem. Fine.
Sorry, Claudia.
Okay. All right, let me know. Is it up?
Yes. All right, next slide.
All right.
Okay, so that's what I was talking about, what we've done so far. Next slide. The Amazing Listing, powered by Helium 10 and PickFu. And these are some of the things that we do. We're going to talk about brand story today, but these are just some of the things that we do. We focus only on creating content for the Amazon Marketplace platform. Why? Because even though you can use photos and videos everywhere now, actually, where the audience is at the moment, they have a different buying experience, or they have a different mindset. So for example, if we have a video on TikTok and the video goes viral, great, it's somebody probably doing a prank or something funny, right? And the video goes viral, cool, 1.2 million, imagine. But if you put the exact same video on LinkedIn, for example, it might not go viral, even though it's a very funny video, because the mindset of the person at the moment is completely different. So that's why when we create content, create content that's focused on the Amazon Marketplace, because that's our avatar. Okay, that's the avatar we're trying to. It sounds a little bit wrong, but manipulate into buying, right? You want them to convert. You want them to see your product and be like, I actually need this. I actually don't need it, but I want to buy it. So that's what you want. You want people to buy your product. It's okay. We're here to make money, you know? Okay, next one. So here images we create lifestyle. If you see, a lot of our images are model driven, means that we use a live human, it's organic, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're buying, a human's the one who's going to buy that. So, relate to it, make them feel connected. Next slide, please. Infographics as well. Even though we're trying to express the use of the product, you can see there is a model. There's a model touching her face. There's a model pulling the gloves. There's a model changing the wheels on the top right of the weights. There's a model, a little puppy on the top middle, right? So you want to create that feeling of connection, that feeling of like, hey, I can relate to this. At the same time, giving instructions or giving measurements or whatever else you're gonna transmit. Next slide, please. We also do A+ content. We love A+ content. I think it's a fun, very, very fun way to tell more of the story. If just in case, if there's anybody new, remember that A+ content came out like 5 years ago, I think. Amazon is always trying to develop their platform and increase the buying experience for shoppers. Because remember, unless you're a very established brand like PickFu, unless you have a very, very established brand, guys, on Amazon, or your Apple, Samsung, people are not going to go there, or unless you're doing influencer marketing, like very good influencer marketing, people are not going to go there and look for your specific brand. Most likely they're looking for a keyword. That's why Amazon is considered a search engine, because people are looking for a keyword. Hey, coffee cups, right? And bowls of coffee, coffee cups, disposable coffee cups. So they go there and they look for it, and then they see a bunch of other images and stuff. So Amazon's understanding this. It's given more and more tools to sellers to create a better selling experience. And the best way to do it is visually, because obviously you cannot grab the coffee cup and see it and smell it and touch it, right? So you can see it, but you can smell and use your other senses with it. So Amazon, the more tools it gives you, the more tools you should be using to transmit that story of your product. A+ content is one of them. A+ content is divided right now into two, which is the enhanced product description, which is actually this, and the brand story, which we're gonna be talking about today. All right, keep going, please. We also do Amazon Post. If you don't know what Amazon Post is, highly encourage you to use it. If you have brand registry, it's literally free if you're using brand registry. Obviously, to create this content is not free. You have to pay somebody to do it yourself, but it is free to use after you bought the brand registry. If you haven't bought brand registry, I highly encourage you to do it. Before 3-4 years ago, it could have been, 5 years ago, you could have passed it without brand registry, but now you do need it. Absolutely. Next slide, please. Next slide. There you go. And videos. It's amazing how Amazon keeps giving us free advertising. Yeah, the thing is that if Amazon keeps giving you free advertising opportunities, it's a way they make more money, and they give. Why? Because they're giving the shoppers a better buying experience. If they give them a better buying experience, people are going to keep going back to Amazon. That's the idea behind it, right? So if there are ladies here, I bet you bought a Sephora before. I walked into Sephora, I was like, wow, this is like a dream Candyland for makeup, right? So the experience is cool. That's what Amazon's trying to give you. There are different type of videos on Amazon, and sponsor ads is one of those type of videos that you should be using. Sponsor ads videos are short videos. Think of it like a Super Bowl commercial. The only purpose of this video is to be able to grab the customer's attention and drive them to your listing. Next slide, please. Leah's like, it is. Brand story. This is one of the services that we offer, which we're going to talk about today. Next slide, please. Okay, what is brand story? Brand story is a feature that helps sellers tell more about the brand. Amazon is you can actually read this, so I'm not gonna read bullet point by bullet point. But basically, brand story is a feature that Amazon rolled out to help brands become more brands, sellers become brands, basically, right? So there's a funny story, not funny, like successful story. It's called Lilia Naturals, a brand that was born on Amazon, and after the pandemic, or I think before the pandemic, the way CVS and Walgreens and all these retail stores pharmacies were looking for new products to sell, so that they will go to conventions and see what's trendy, what's what are people looking for, what's hip. After Amazon's gained so much popularity, they understand that where attention is, that's what's going to be profitable. They saw that this brand that was born out of Amazon called Liliana Naturals has so many reviews. They're like, we should actually sell this in our stores. And that's what happened to this brand. So what does that mean? That means that Amazon's changing the whole landscape on how people are perceiving, because it's just easier for you to buy a bulk of toilet paper on Amazon than going to the store, getting the bulk of toilet paper, bringing it home. Like, it's just easier just for somebody to deliver 2 days in your at your door, right? At your doorstep. So Amazon wants you to be a brand, not just a seller, not just sell one-off things, a seller. If you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, please ask. I'd rather have an interaction and something fun than just like me talking to the screen. I think it's always better to have that human interaction, even though we're far away. Okay, next slide, please. So how to elevate your brand with brand story. It's obviously, you want to create that emotional connection, tell the story about your brand. Every brand has a story, all right? Doesn't matter if you guys don't have a story, make it up. Feel what's best for you. Just try to do something. Obviously, the more genuine the story it is, the better. But if you can add some little pepper or condiments to it, great. For example, I have a client. She sells baby products, and literally her brand started off because her babies. She has 3 babies. Her babies, and she had them back to back. Hero, legend. Were I forgot what's it called. Okay, well, the pee and the poo just came out of everywhere. So she was like trying to
blowout. It's a blowout.
Blowout, yeah, that's it. She made like these special blowouts that she decided. She's like, oh, this actually works. So let me create something like that. And now she has her brand and she's doing really good at it. I have another client. He's a dentist, and his brand is I can't say the product, but it's something about his brand's name is called Legacy, and the reason why is because he's trying to build something for his kids, something that his kids can go off when they get out of college or whatever. So he's trying to build a legacy behind it. So it's very important to tell the brand story. Humans are the ones buying this. So if you tell the story to a human and this human empathizes with your story, most likely they're gonna buy. Obviously, the person who's going to buy my client Melanie's blowout, they're gonna go like, I have a kid, this happens to me, it makes sense. She's a mom, she knows what she's doing. Let me get this from her. Then instead of whatever seller that you don't know where this is coming from. So build brand awareness, very important. Differentiate your brand. Obviously, all you guys know this, and you want to drive sales. I'll show you in a bit how the different modules can help you drive traffic to different ASINs. I'll show you in a little bit. Any questions in regards to this? Nobody's asking, just laughing. I guess I'm funny. In your experience, how much can a good brand story impact customers' behavior? Tons. So for example, these lights right here, the stands and lights, are from a brand called Newer. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope so. I've been buying this brand since I was in film school in 2012. They're not the same lights I bought in 2012, but I've been buying this brand since 2012. And it's the story that they had was basically helping young filmmakers, up and coming young filmmakers, help them out, right? So they've evolved big time. I don't buy all the products already because we evolved as well. But there's like things that I still buy because I actually like shopping from them. Like I'm their customers and I feel like they help me, so I want to help them out. So telling story and impact is very important. I resonated big time with them back in 2012 and I still use them right now. So yeah, they work pretty well so far. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you, Alexis. Appreciate that question. How do you create a perfect brand story? Well, what is perfection? Let's talk about perfection, guys. Let's go very theory right now, theological and what do you call Platon? So there's no such thing as perfection, but you can be effective. So be authentic, right? Use high quality images. It's very important. Perception of quality is very, very important. So if somebody sees that your product might be made in the same. Said you're selling glasses, sunglasses, and your product is made in the same factory by the same people, by the same humans that's making Dior sunglasses. But if your photos are horrible, you're gonna feel like it's made in a little cave in the middle of nowhere with the worst materials ever. So it's very, very important for you to have quality pictures because quality perception is a thing and it's a must. So make sure you're using high quality pictures. If you're starting off and you're doing something with your iPhone, okay, great. Make sure it's not a product that you're selling for $100, but make sure that you have quality pictures. And display top selling ASINs where relevant. So I'll show you in a bit where you can display them, but make sure you cross promote it and track the impact of your brand story. Definitely track it. If you cannot modify what you don't measure, you cannot change and be better what you don't measure. So make sure you track that. Okay, next slide, please.
I had a quick question, actually.
Yeah.
How often are the brand stories tied to the founder themselves? And, what are your thoughts on, like, I could see some founders being kind of shy about sharing who they are or sharing their story personally. Like, what do you suggest they do for that?
Yeah, have a Bruce Wayne then,
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Somebody has to be the face of it,
Yeah.
Like I didn't when I started Share Studio, I wasn't the face of Share Studio. I was a little bit shy. It's okay. And then I was like, okay, I need to be the face. And it's uncomfortable being here and putting my face up to 18 people who are watching us live right now and laughing at all the dumb jokes I'm making. But it's just part of what it is. Have Bruce Wayne. Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know Bruce Wayne, this is a character. Right, he's from Batman, if I'm mistaken. Hopefully, I'm not.
Yeah.
Wayne Enterprises. So, Batman, Bruce Wayne, totally different people, but the same human. Have a Bruce Wayne, I would say. Yeah. Maybe your kid, maybe your pet. There's a TikTok dog or Instagram dog that made over $1 million last year out of partnerships. A freaking golden retriever. That's somebody who's managing that account. Is Brand Story free? Alexis, yes, Brand Story is free. Well, you have to pay for brand. You have to pay for brand registry first, obviously, but after that, it is free. Okay, next slide.
Oh, Leah had a question too. If I don't have a really inspiring story for my brand, is it really worth it to have a brand story?
So, did you know that Drake actually had a lot of ghostwriters? So, ghostwriters are basically people who write songs for you. Drake, #1 selling artist in the world. So maybe that can give you some inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, make something up.
Something like, obviously you don't want to scam people, but you do like make them feel like,
Collaborate.
Hey, yeah, like maybe make it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So just make sure you tell it in a good way. Okay. So let's talk about brand story modules. This is where you tell your story. This is an overall carousel, right? So it includes the background picture. The background picture, make sure that it's something that complements your story, right? So if you have, this is a knife block, right? So this is the product, knife block. You can't really make sense what the actual product is, but you see a background of the picture of how the knife block can be set, where it can be stationed, or how it can be used, right? So you want to create an experience for them. Next slide, please. This builds up. So first types are brand cards. We should actually have Mary Walls on this chat. Okay, I'll get her next time. She'll be perfect for this. The first, yes, I'll show you samples of my company later. Let me see. In the slides that we showed, there were some. Okay, I'll show them later. I have them here. This is an example of my company, actually. Everything that you see in this presentation, we create. We haven't gotten anything from anywhere else. This is all us. Everything that you see here is us. Well, my team. My team is very nice. So brand logo and company description card. This is where you can put in your pat on your shoulder, like, hey, like my name is Rafael, I'm a filmmaker. I'm creating all these little filmmaking devices because I really love filmmaking. I quit law school, which is true. I attended law school for 3 years back home in Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela, and I quit to pursue my dream career, which was filmmaking, which ended up me being broke. I was like, oh man, I need to make money. That's how my story. But there you go. That's a story you'll remember, right? So make sure you tell a story. If you tell a story and you connect with the buyer, potential buyer, they're gonna stick to it. And have a brand logo. Like, oh, but my company's not that big. Don't worry. Like, it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. I dislike saying Rome wasn't built in a day because it's so cliche, but it's true. It just takes time. PickFu has been around for a long time, and they're still hustling and grinding, and they're gonna keep doing it. And it's just part of it. And now everybody sees a PickFu logo, at least in one of these conventions, and they understand who they are. But it took time to get there. It took time and a lot of hard work. So make sure they're using all the tools to your advantage. Okay, next one. Brand cards. So this is really, really important because the brand acing and store and store showcase card, this is where you can cross promote your products. So for example, let's take, could you share the Amazon link?
Let me see.
So this is where you can cross promote your brands because, okay, a little up right there. That's a brand story right there. From the, a little bit down.
Oh, this.
Yes,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
That's a brand story. So you can see that this is a brand story, a real client made by us. So you can see the Colby products. There's a human interacting with a money counting machine. There's a money counting machine in the back. And then the second card, those are clickable. Don't click, but if just wants to click, you could click there and take them to a listing.
That's cool.
As well, at the bottom, you'll see that it says products you can count on, right? And then it says visit the store. Don't click on there, but if you click on there, it'll take you to your store, to the brand store. So it's a way to drive more traffic. Let's imagine this is one of the products, and you have different products, and you uploaded a video on Amazon Inspire, which we can talk about another day, which is like a TikTok like a feature, and that video went bananas. It just went viral, and you get tons of traffic to your listing from that one listing. Now you're able to drive more traffic from that listing to other listings, potential traffic. I'm not saying that they're gonna click on that, but if they do, that's great. That's free marketing. Literally, you're not spending money on PPC for this. You're just getting the clicks. Okay, we can go back to the presentation. Any questions right now? Yes, Alexis, self-advertising, correct. Okay, I call it the ninja effect. Stealth. No, Alexis, the no videos can be included there, unfortunately. Not that I know of. Maybe they changed the rules yesterday, but not that I know of. They should though. Maybe gifts. Gifts will be cool. They can share gifts there. I think that'll be cool. GIFs. Mary calls them GIFs. Okay, brand focus image card. Again, this is you're trying to sell your brand. Make sure that you are showcasing who your brand is and what you guys do. For example, this is a flower. We obviously didn't put just the base with flour. What's the main purpose of having flour? One of the things is to make cookies. So we have the flour with flour inside, the flour thing with flour inside, and then cookies and eggs, because that's how you make cookies, right? So build a story behind it. Next card, please. Slide.
Leah had a question. Can you have more than one module of those, the one with the 4 products?
Yes, you can. Less is more for me. So it depends what you're selling. And it depends on your product as well. If you have a product that really goes well that complements really, really well with other products, for sure, go ahead. But again, this is about the brand. So unless I don't know, it just depends on your product. It depends on your product big time. I would try to make it maybe have something that people will remember you by. So for example, I quit law school. Hey, this is a filmmaker that quit law school. You tell them something that catches their attention. I remember when I was graduating from film school, 2012, that somebody came in and it's like, it's really hard to get a job in the film industry. And it actually was. And he said, I always do something to let people remember me by? He said, I tell jokes, whatever. And I figured out that one way was I was gonna give gum. So I walked to all the sets in New York. I was living in New York at the time with a pack of gum. And every production coordinator, that there's the ones who manage the production assistants, the PAs, because that's the lowest job in the film set. You basically pick up cables, go grab food, whatever they ask you to do, like you just do. So I remember walking out to the production coordinators and like just offering them gum, and they remember, they kept calling me back and back and back. So I was the gum guy. So make sure you guys remember, create something that's gonna be cool, attractive, funny, something that they'll make your brand connect with them. So brand Q&A card. This is gonna help you rank because you can add keywords to it, but make sure you're also not adding too much. And if it's a very technical product, make sure you don't make it overcomplicated because people do not read instructions. When's the last time you read an instruction for a product, Justin? Like, be honest. What's the last time?
No. Okay. No. Only if I failed at getting it set up.
Exactly. It's like, oh man, this doesn't work. Okay, let me go back. Yeah. I'll tell you the last time. The last time I read instructions of a product was the nasal swab for
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's the last one. That's literally
how many drops, how many seconds.
Yeah, how many seconds, how many drops, like how many times you have to twirl it, like blah blah. So that was the last time, and I did it because it's like COVID, and I wanted to make sure I did it right and not bad, But besides that, like IKEA's almost never. All right, next one. Make sure you have a call to action, guys. So if you guys remember sorry, I got out of the, okay, here we go. If you guys remember the brands, the background image, some people actually don't know that they have to click on the side to make sure they scroll. So having a call to action help them. Amazon doesn't allow call to actions, right? So they don't tell you like, click on my listing, which there are ways around that, by the way, but they don't allow that. Offer now, limited time edition, limited time, whatever. They don't allow things like that. It goes against their TOS. But for example, if you see the bottom right, there is a little arrow. We're not telling you to do anything. It's just a little arrow. It can be whatever, right? So that's a little call to action right there. If you go to the next slide, you'll see. So we use PickFu. Yay! The cool thing about PickFu, guys, is that you have US-based respondents. Not just that. See, jokes aside, understand your buyer persona. It's very, very important. So I don't want to be, like, oh, women are in the kitchen. I love to cook. I actually cook. It's a passion of mine. My best meal is actually pasta carbonara with a twist of salmon. So I love cooking personally. My ex-wife can testify to that. She ever sees this. But it's very important to know your buyer persona. Who's going to buy this product more, right? We, after doing our benchmark analysis, we figured out there was going to be married people, women that buy in the Amazon kitchen shoppers area, right? So we're like, okay, these are the people who are going to buy this product, most likely, maybe not 100% of them, but at least more than 60% of them. Mm-hmm. That's where the money is. So we ran a PickFu test, obviously, and compare one to the other one. Where do you see the brand and where do you see the call to action? And what would customers prefer, A or B? Well, as you can see, B won by almost a double, and that's what we went with. So make sure that obviously you have an idea, you have a benchmark analysis, you understand your avatar. Once you understand that avatar, run a test through it, maybe in different ways. Why? Because this will give you a leverage and understanding what's going to sell before it sells. And it's not guaranteed that's going to sell. There's nothing guaranteed in life. The only thing that's guaranteed in life, a lot of work. But besides that, and taxes. But besides that, it's not guaranteed. But make sure you test it out. It doesn't hurt to test it out. We do it for all of our clients. In every service that we do, we include a PickFu test because we know it's going to help them. And we cover the cost of the test. That's just the way we do it because we understand that if this is good for them and they're going to be successful with this, we are going to, they're going to come back to us. And we get a lot of clients, repeat clients actually because of that. What other types of content you guys test? We love to test hero images. Hero images are my favorite ones to test because hero images, sorry, ankles and shit. Hero images are, for me, it's the most important piece of content because it's the one that people are going to see first. It's like, imagine that you go on a date and you know your face is your presentation, right? If you go out and you look like like you just woke up, it's gonna be kind of tricky. But if your hero image, which is your face, is very neat and you tried it out and you try different things and you run and you ask 50 people, hey, how do I look? And 50 people say you should go with this image. It's gonna give you that I would say advantage over other people. You can test. We've done tests for boxings, for product boxing, packaging. Sorry, for product packaging. We actually do a very hefty test on that. We create 3 products for one item, 3 packaging for one item, and then we run those. And then from those 3, we create 3 more. And then we run a test for these 3, a test for these 3, a test for these 3. And then the ones that win, we run a competition against those.
Nice.
Obviously. And does it cost money? Yes, but you're already spending a bunch of money sourcing your product from China or from wherever you can source it, talking to the people over there, waiting for them to get up, for you to reply, headaches, products, yada, yada, yada. COVID at that time, then sourcing the product and then getting the product here and then paying for the lawyers and paying for this and paying for that. At the end of the day, you want to make money. There's people doing it. So if there's people doing it, somebody's working twice as hard than you to make sure that their product sells on top of yours. So that is just how the game is. A+ content we test as well. We test a bunch of stuff. Honestly, Maddie's the one who handles all that, the art director in my company, but she tests everything with us. Okay, let's keep going. All right. The cool thing about PickFu is that you get to read feedback from people. This actually has helped us tremendously because if you have a product and this product is telling you a buyer persona, a specific buyer persona, and this buyer persona is telling you like, hey, I like this, but it would be cooler if I saw the color blue, and you see that in repeat, then you're getting actual insights from people who are your potential buyers because that's your buyer persona. That's your avatar. So you grab this, you're like, okay, people are asking for the color blue a lot. Let me add the color blue to the product or to whatever to see what happens. You can test that out. And maybe, just maybe, that'll help you. It has helped us in the past. Okay, next slide. Following up the presentation title, how does brand story drive business results then? Sorry, I don't quite understand that question. So how does it drive business results? It drives business results through engaging with your customers by telling the story. I hope that makes sense, Leah. Let me know if that made sense. If it didn't, I'll try to answer another way. Yeah. So there's so if you read this title, there's a lot that goes in our unconscious mind, right? Subconscious mind. And you want to make them easier for you. That's why CTA's call to actions are very effective because you're telling them what to do in a subtle way. There's sometimes people just, they have so many things going on. Maybe they're looking through it and their kids just spilled something or the dogs just barked or somebody knocked on the door and they go back and they just lost their shopping train of thoughts. So it's very, very important for you guys to give CTAs. Next slide. So this is a brand story. As you can see, this is one of the examples. We did all of this. And we tested the 2 brand stories as well. So the idea was to use framing. So as you can see, the framing, the bottom and the top, that's those small things. We want to see if it would highlight its colors, and in the end, it would attract more customers. Okay, next slide, please. And we found out the ones without framing were actually the ones that we won. Yeah. That's the idea of using PickFu, literally to like understand, because a lot of times you are not the buyer persona. And a lot of times as a brand owner, you actually emotionally involved with this product. And and in business, there's no emotions. Like it's just what it is. So you want to have somebody else's perception and understand who the buyer persona is and why would they choose it. And that's the cool thing about PickFu. They'll tell you in the bottom, like, hey, I like this because A, B, and C. You know? Next slide. Again, read their opinions. Very, very important. Like I was saying. Next slide, please. And was success. Well, you can see here why it was a success. Basically, it was visually it was more appealing to them. Okay, and obviously having the CTA in the carousel is very, very good for it as well, because the arrows are the arrows in the at the end, they're very small, as you can see. So you want to have that hey, it's here. Make sure you do this. This is a cutting board, by the way, product. Next slide. That only had one ASIN. The mobile version, generally the mobile version is one of the brand story doesn't show clearly what you can swipe next. That's true. So that's why in the mobile version it's even more important to have a CTA. Why? Because of the aspect ratio of the phone. You want to have a bigger CTA so we can actually understand they can slide. I have a question from Leah. Leah is very active. It does. If people spend more time in my listing, that helps my ranking, right? Yeah. So how it goes is the following. There's a super brain called the A9 algorithm. That algorithm basically is the one who's deciding who's gonna rank or not. Basically, the more value you give to Amazon, the better. That's why you have affiliate marketing. That's why you have influencer marketing. That's why Amazon is giving you all these tools, Amazon Live, and all these things. Amazon wants for you to spend, or for the users to spend more time on the website. Why? Well, because they have Amazon Prime Video, they have Amazon Music, they have Kindle, they have the Amazon Store in general, they have Whole Foods Market, they have all these services on that app, right? Now they just launched Amazon Inspire to grasp people's social media attention type of thing. So the more time people spend on your listing, the algorithm ranks that and says like, hey, people are spending a lot of time in this listing. People are interacting with this. This is offering them a better shopping experience. If not, they wouldn't spend so much time on this. If it was bad, they would just click away and, shoo. So the more time people spend on your listing, the better it's going to be for your ranking juice. It's just fact. It's like, if you have a store and there's two stores, or have you ever been to like a small restaurant and you see like there's a big line in one, there's like a small line in the other one, you're like, huh, is this one any good? Subconsciously, you think this one's good because it's more attention. Same thing. Okay, next slide, please. I hope that helped you. Yep, it did help. So very, very important to have. This is part of the brand story success from it's called Gacikido. His name is Van. He's a client from South Africa, actually. So we made emphasis on the product attractiveness, right, and how it looked with the veggies. So the cutting board, we used it mainly for vegetables. We put the meat there, but we wanted to add a lot of colors, which veggies are obviously this. Okay, the green tells you that it's organic. It's made out of wood, so we wanted to make that thing. Make sure they're using contrasting colors. Make sure that it looks there's a thought process behind it. Imagine if you used, I don't know, truffle, or like it would have been like it's just dark and muddy. You're like, oh, so veggies, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, next slide, please. This module, what? Okay, this is another part of it. It's again going back to the human interaction. It is very important that you trigger those emotional, I would say, chemical reactions in the human's brain. It's a human buying this. You need to make sure that they're empathizing with you. So as you can see, we added a male in this one. You want to try to attack as much of the buyer persona there is. Maybe once the 60% that's gonna buy it. Sure, there's still a 40. So make sure you're catering to that 40 as well. Next slide, please. And the unique seller proposition for this one, make sure you show the case that for this one was an extra. It was a little plate wooden thing to put hot pots on top. hot plate, I think it's called.
Trivet?
Sure. That's it. Let's go with the next one. And that is it. If you guys need any help creating a brand story or need anything from us, please make sure you reach out. We'll be more than happy to help you. And that PickFu test is included in everything that we do. My name is Rafael. I'm the founder of Share Studio. I think we can actually open up some questions now. Elizabeth asked one. Do you recommend promoting specific product features on the brand story or just tell my story? Well, it depends. It depends what you want to showcase. If your story is more important, you feel like it's gonna make a connection. For example, for Melanie, for the mom product, for the baby products, parents when they're buying products for their kids, they don't really care if they save $1 or $2, unless it's their fifth child. If it's a fifth child, but no. But jokes aside, they're not really looking for like saving $1. They're like, if this is gonna be better for my kid, I'm gonna buy this. If this is not gonna give them allergies, I'm gonna buy this for my child. If this is gonna be, better quality for them, I'm gonna buy this for my child. So depends on it. It depends what the product is. Think what's gonna make the buyer persona buy your product. That would be the question I would ask. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this because we love this. We want to skip the rat race, but it's about making money. So make sure that you're using your tools to make money. Alexis, do you work with templates or make content from scratch? We make content from scratch. If you're starting out and you don't have the resources because you spend a bunch of money somewhere else, like trying to source the product, whatever, try to make it yourself. But if you are doing let's say, okay, in music, if you have a $30,000 microphone and your cable is $5, your voice is gonna sound like a $5, like you were using a $5 microphone. Even though your microphone might be made out of gold, it doesn't really matter. You're using that medium to transport it. So even though your product is most likely made by the most amazing, effective, intelligent, smart humans with the best sourced ingredients in history, if you're taking your pictures with an iPhone camera and they look bad and the lighting is bad and everything's bad, like that's what you're selling. You're telling basically the shopper, hey, I don't really care about this, so it is what it is. Just buy it, please. People are way more educated in terms of shopping. Why? Because of the pandemic. That accelerated our buying education. So, for example, my granny, she's 80, almost 90, and before the pandemic, she didn't even know how to use a phone. Right now, the woman grabs that phone and she's like buying things from Amazon because that was the only way that she could get things, because we couldn't even send her things, right? Because she's asthmatic, so we wanted to be like, stay there in that little bubble, don't touch anything, disinfect everything. So she would get her shopping list off of Amazon, and now she's well more educated. Now she asks for my credit card, actually, so I have to block it, actually. But yeah, that's the point. People are way more educated. David, does your monthly brand content management include Amazon posts, social media, etc.? What I mean is to create a post, new content on Amazon and social media platforms for my brand. Dave, my man, that's a great question. We do, but that's something we do. We don't actually promote it that much, but we do. We've actually been very, very affected by it. We did a case study, which you can go watch on YouTube. It's literally Share It Studio on YouTube, where we did an Amazon post, and our client got more than 62,000 impressions the first month, which is great, and got more than 30 followers the first month. We posted every day, though, and we analyze the data once a week. It's a lot of work if you want to make it effective. Like going to the gym. If you go to the gym every day and you really put in the work, and you guys just six packs. If you go to the gym once a week and you barely go and you just walk, like, are you really going to the gym? You're entering the gym. You're not really going to the gym. Martha. If I'm just launching my first listing, what should I invest first? A+ or brand story? Oof. Okay. First listing, this is what I would do. Best your image possible. Make sure you're creating at least 5. Run them through PickFu. Get the insights from PickFu. Make sure This is gonna make it a little bit more expensive, but it's just one of those things. You have to, if you have a buyer persona already, make sure you put in those demographics into the test. Women, child. You can't really test for child, but women. Where age range? Are they married? Are they not married? Educated? Level of income? There's so many things you can be testing. What other things you can test?
All kinds of things. I mean, there's different behavioral things like tea drinkers or cat owners, like things like that.
Mm-hmm. Cat owners, I love that. Imagine you're selling something for a pet, a cat. Like, go and grab the one that says cat owner. Obviously, if you grab me, I'm not a cat owner. I've never had a cat. So obviously the person who's a cat owner is gonna have way better insights than me. So make sure you're doing that. So first will be hero images, rest of the listing images. Then I would do A+ content and then a sponsor ad video. That's what I would do. For example, for us, for our new clients, for the ones that just started out, we do photos, A+, and then we include them a free sponsor ad video. Short but sweet, but to the point, because we want to drive traffic. If you have the best A+ content, but nobody's going to your listing, it doesn't matter if you have a gold A+ content. Nobody's gonna see it ever. David, that was David's question. Yes, my man. Please reach out if you have any questions. Martha, I hope I answered your question. Share It Studio. Yes, so it's Share It Studio. So the name came because we were developing, I was in Australia at the time, and we were developing the company, and our company was going to be for social media marketing management. And we were working with a restaurant called View de Monde at the time, the most expensive restaurant in Melbourne, biggest conglomerate for restaurants over there. And we wanted to have a company to present to the CEO because I didn't want to come like, hey, I'm Rafa, like let me help you. Like I want to be a perception of quality, right? I wanted to be like a brand. So we created Share It Studio because we wanted to create content that's shareable. Cool. I learned what you're offering. Thank you so much. Can this be watched later? I believe so. It can be watched later.
Yeah.
We currently email. I believe so. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. 53 minutes. Wow.
Awesome. That was awesome content, Rafael. I mean, you always have good stuff and good stories. So
thanks, man.
Thank you for coming on. Until next time, I'm sure there's going to be something else that you can bring some insight to.
Hopefully Amazon Inspire very soon. We're really bullish on Amazon Inspire. I believe that's going to be a complete game changer for the industry, honestly. So we're really looking forward to talk about Amazon Inspire and see how PickFu can help us there.
Awesome. All right. Thanks everyone for attending.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
Ciao.
Bye.